Tracker Season 2, Episode 7 finally saw a much-needed reunion, but it was unfortunately ruined by a really ham-fisted moment that unfortunately happens all too often in TV shows. Tracker Season 2 has been a bit of a departure from Season 1. For starters, the story has changed, with far less focus put on the mystery of who killed Coulter Shaw's dad and more on Tracker's new cold case of the disappearance of Gina Pickett a decade ago, a case that still haunts Coulter. Tracker Season 2 has also incorporated supernatural elements and the paranormal into episodes in contrast to Season 1's grounded tone. The Tracker cast has also seen some changes, with the departure of one major character from Season 1 and other guest stars from the first season returning to cement their status as irregular but permanent fixtures in both Coulter's life and the show. That makes the relationships between the remaining characters of Tracker more important than ever, especially as Coulter gets himself into more dangerous situations. With that, it was great to see a long-overdue reunion finally happen in Tracker Season 2. Coulter Shaw and Velma Bruin finally physically meet in Tracker. It's the first time the characters appear together in person. For the first time in the show, Coulter and Velma finally met in person at the end of Tracker Season 2, Episode 7. Coulter's relationship with his handlers has been entirely virtual so far, either via video chat or on the phone. While he saw both Bobby and Renee in person a few times, Velma and Teddy remained distant, so it was really great to see him actually making a point to stop by Velma and Renee's new office and spend time with them in person. It shows that Coulter has grown a bit since Season 1, understanding that he can't always be a total lone wolf. Likewise, it's an important moment thanks to Tracker Season 2 already losing Robin Waget's Teddy Bruin. In Tracker Season 1, there was a distinct sense that Coulter was closer to Teddy, that she was his real handler and Velma just helped out. This was enforced by the fact that it was usually Teddy to whom Coulter spoke, with Velma simply popping up in the background to say hi or interject. Coulter's in-person visit goes a long way toward cementing his relationship with Velma and ensuring it's as strong as his relationship was with Teddy. Tracker Season 2's big reunion is cheapened by an Amazon Prime ad. Product placement is ubiquitous on network TV, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Tracker's fun reunion is completely undercut by a piece of clunky and way too obvious product placement. As Coulter enters and gives them hugs, Velma remembers that they got a gift for him. Renee hands him the gift, very conspicuously packaged in an Amazon box with its trademark logo and blue tape, and says, "I've got to say, next day delivery is pretty sweet. Thank you, Amazon Prime." He pulls out a Garmin GPS, but it's overshadowed by the Amazon Prime line. Its product placement handled with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer, so obvious and forced that it actually takes you out of the moment. Unfortunately, that's not new for TV shows, especially network procedurals. Usually, the focus is on specific car brands. If you've watched a network show for any length of time, you've probably seen at least one or two scenes with characters going on at length about their car make, or a scene that feels suspiciously like a low-key car ad showing off its specs. Technology is another common offender, especially conspicuously placed iPhones, as are food items and brands. That's not to say there's anything wrong with product placement in and of itself. It's a necessary evil in filmmaking and TV, and most of the time it's subtle, with a product remaining in the background, clear enough to be seen but not obtrusive. The problem is when it's handled with such a lack of respect for the scene that the actor might as well be directed to turn to the camera and do an ad for the brand. It's hard not to argue that's exactly what Fiona Renee did in this week's Tracker episode. It's not her fault, after all, actors have to work with the lines they are given. It just would have been nice had it not been shoved into such an important reunion.